Only fools would walk away, but we're standing here today. Through the storms and history, only fools in this AFC. Sunderland till the day I die, underneath the Wearside sky. Through it all we still believe, only fools in this AFC.
Well, I'm sitting here, I'm speechless, which is not a good thing when I'm going to do a video. I'm emotional, I'm shocked, and I'm on cloud nine. I really cannot believe it. Like, honest to God, that could not have gone any better. Wow. Right, so before the game, the atmosphere outside the ground was class. You know, the anticipation of the Premier League season, finally realising that we're back in the Premier League, was just class. Thousands of people milling about outside, all speaking about how the game was going to go and what the thoughts were. The club shop was buzzing, and it was just brilliant. It was brilliant to see. And then, you know, just before the game, you know, when the players came out, the atmosphere was absolutely electric. And then just before kick-off, we had that, you know, a minute's silence for Diogo Jota, which I thought was brilliant from the club. Fantastically observed with by everybody in the ground, and it was great to see a nice little tribute to Diogo Jota and his brother. What lineups then we had, as anticipated, was the same team that played against Augsburg. So we had a back five of Robin Roofs in goal. We had Dre Hume, Dan Ballard, Jensen Seelt, Reinildo Mandava at left back, Granit Xhaka, Noah Siddiqui, Habib Diarra, Simon Adingra and Chemsdean Talby on the wings, with Eliza Mienda up front. And the game started quite as we probably thought. You know, we knew, speaking to people before the game, like you see in the videos, that West Ham are a possession-based side. They like to control games. We were in that low block and trying to catch them on the break, and it was working. You know, I was impressed with how we set up. We looked solid. We looked defensively solid. We had a good shape about us. And we should have took the lead, you know, in the first 10-15 minutes. I think it was Habib Diarra had a great chance, a fantastic save by Madsen. Look, it was destined to be in the back of the net. Great save. But then from then on, I started to get worried, because West Ham were controlling the game more and more. We were struggling to get out. We were struggling to keep hold of the ball, and West Ham were putting more and more pressure on us. The full-backs were pushing up high. You know, Wan-Bissaka, Wanari's good at right back. Diouf, the new player, at left wing back. They were causing us loads of trouble down the wings. But to be fair, they didn't create a great deal up until Dan Ballard, you know, immense. There's a shot, it beats Roofs. Dan Ballard clears it off the line, comes from nowhere, clears it off the line, and that gets the place rocking. And I was really pleased to get in at half-time 0-0, because I was worried they were getting more and more on top. In this league, if you don't take your chances, sometimes you can get punished. But we managed to get to half-time. And one thing I was impressed with at half-time, I thought the refereeing was good. You know, Rob Jones, I thought, had a really good game first half. And it's nice to see the game being reffed properly. You know, what we've seen in previous years, these Championship and League One referees, it just felt a lot different in my eyes, just my opinion, but the refereeing just felt a lot different. But I was pleased to get in at 0-0 at half-time. The second half was a completely different story. We started passing the ball a lot quicker, we started controlling the ball better, and we started putting more pressure on West Ham. And they were starting to creak a little bit. And then in 61 minutes, we'll get the breakthrough. It was a great goal. You know, unfortunately, just before that, Jensen Seelt got injured. I really feel for the bloke. You know, he was having a decent game, didn't do much wrong. You know, acquitted himself very well. But he went up for a header. I think he jarred his back. He tried to carry on but couldn't. But what then that made was then Omar Alderete came on to make his debut, and within the first 2 minutes, he already looked a fan's favourite. You know, beating people on the edge of the area, looked calm, composed, big, strong. And then, like I say, at 61 minutes, we're pushing forward. He gets the ball on the left-hand side, looks up, swings in a left-foot cross, right on the head of Eliza Mienda. Mienda, header, bottom left-hand corner, and the scenes were absolutely unbelievable. You know, that's our first goal in the Premier League for 3,000 and odd days. You know, and you couldn't write the script. Said Eliza Mienda had a poor pre-season, but like I said on the preview video, can he save his goal for today? And dear me, did he? You know, he didn't really get into the game, to be fair to him, you know, because the way the game panned out, he was making runs and he was, you know, he was chasing and he giving 100%, but he just wasn't really getting in the game. But just shows you he has that one chance, one header, bottom corner, it's a goal. And from then on in, I thought there was only us going to win the game. You know, we just grew in confidence. You know, that the crowd was amazing. And then, you know, 70 odd minutes, we'll get another goal. Again, another good move, another good cross in. The ball left hand side. Seaman Adingra looks up, swings the ball in. Dan Ballard runs onto it. Header, top left hand corner. Similar to the Coventry goal, only better. Rockets in the top right, top left hand corner. It's 2-0, and it's honestly the roof just comes off again. So proud, and what a moment. You know, you're 15 minutes away then from your first Premier League win in your first Premier League game for 8 years. You couldn't write the script, you know, and I was just the whole place was rocking. You know, the immense sense of proud, the emotion was absolutely just can't put it into words. And then right at the end, as they're pushing to try and get back in the game, we break away, left hand side. Wilson Isidore bombs down left hand side. Juff shows him inside, invites him to shoot, and he shoots across the Manson underneath him, bottom right hand corner. Game over, 3-0, job done. And like, you know, if Carlsberg did football matches, today would have been it. 3-0, clean sheet, fantastic second half performance. You know, that the new lads, I'd love to know how many miles that Siddiqui Diarra covered today, because they were absolutely everywhere. And Xhaka just sat in there and dictated everything, organising everything, telling people where to be, pointing where he wanted to pass the ball, telling people where they should be running. And it was an absolute joy to watch. And it just shows you when you spend the money and you buy quality, this is what happens. But the 3 goals, ironically, came from 3 of our heroes from last season. So that just shows you, you know, the importance of still keeping some of these players. You know, Wilson, great for his confidence. Eliza Mienda, fantastic for him as well. Get off the mark. Have our 2 strikers off the mark in the Premier League in the first game. Couldn't have gone any better. And for Dan Ballard, you know, what more can you say? An absolute rock. Man of the match, or player of the match, or whatever you want to call it. I mean, the whole team from 1 to 11 were absolutely fantastic today. But for me, my man of the match was Dan Ballard. I thought he was absolutely immense today. Gets his goal. He won everything in the air. Big, strong. You know, Paquetá's a big, strong player. And he was up there fighting and tussling. But to be fair, didn't really create a great deal. Paquetá or Paqueta, however you want to see it. Jared Bourne showed a few good flashes in the first half, but didn't really get into the game either. And that was testament to the way we defended. And it's only the first game. You've got to keep your feet on the ground. You know, stay level-headed. There's a long way to go yet. We are sitting top of the league, by the way. 6 places above the Mags. So, you know, even better day all round. But as first games go, that's how you do it. That's how you announce yourself back in the Premier League. But everybody else would have probably been 8 or 9 out of 10 today. And what more can I say? Like I say, I'm still shocked. I'm still shocked. You know, that the atmosphere in that today was immense. The team were immense. Regis Lebris tweaked things at half time and got it nailed on. You know, and it was great to see Chris Reid come on for his Premier League debut at the end there as well. But all in all, an absolutely fantastic day, a fantastic performance, a fantastic result. what a way to get back in the Premier League. On to Burnley next week. You know, can we go in there and make 2 wins on the bounce and just enjoy your Saturday night? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below of how you thought that was. How did you enjoy the game? How was your match day experience? I did see John Ruddock before the game to give me his shirt, pictured here. However, I do apologise, John, because Club in the Wisdom sent out 2 mediums instead of sending out the one I ordered for you. So I will send that back and I will get it changed for you, but I do apologise that it was the wrong one. It had 2XL on the packet and I thought it was a 2XL. However, the actual shirt was the wrong one, so my apologies. I should have checked before I give you it, but you'll still get it, I promise you that. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Have a great rest of your Saturday. Have a great weekend. I'm sure all Sunderland fans now will have a great week. Watch out for the Bridging the Gap on Tuesday night, which I'm sure it'll be a very, 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 very happy show on my channel. And also depending on how Leeds get on against Everton on Monday night. Sorry, but I'm still losing my voice. But like I say, enjoy your night, enjoy your weekend. Until we speak next week, have a fantastic time. Thanks for watching. Take it easy, stay safe, and we'll speak soon. Ta-ra. How are the lads?
Sunderland's where we live and fight with pride.